Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Lose Your Final 15, Dr. Ro's plan to eat 15 servings a day and lose 15 pounds at a time, by Rovenia Brock, Ph.D. Narrated by Rovenia Brock, Ph.D. Publisher's note: this audiobook is packaged with bonus material, which has been included on the first audio and MP3 CD. If you downloaded this audiobook in a digital format, please visit Tantor.com and type Lose Your Final 15 into the search box. Follow the link to the book's page, then click on PDF Extra 1. When prompted, enter the access code, servings, to access the bonus material. For Rovenia Brock and Rosetta Hyman Lewis, who taught me by example that love is the single most emotion to sustain humankind. For my husband, Murray, who has loved me with an open heart unconditionally, without fail, for 15 years. For Della Bannister, a legend among nutrition professionals, who modeled excellence professionally and personally, and who saw in me a yearning to use what she taught me to be of service to others. You have a permanent place in my heart. Rest in peace. For Simba, my companion and our family in Cocker Spaniel form, a warrior who sees the good in all and who never gives up, even when others doubt what you're made of. You inspire me. For the scores of you who struggle with weight issues and who search for solutions, may you know kindness in the face of judgment, love in the face of disdain, and progress over perfection always. It is my sincere hope that this work helps you to get closer to the life you envision. Together, we can do this. Introduction. Although I didn't realize it at the time, I started writing this book when I was 9 years old. My mother, Rovenia Brock, had been diagnosed with stomach cancer the year I was born. She had fought it off for years, but by the time I was 9, she was dying. She made many visits to the hospital in Washington, D.C. that year, and I often went with her. While she met with her doctors, I spent time with her friend, Ruby Kavanaugh, one of the hospital's dietitians. Mrs. Kavanaugh taught patients how to improve their health by changing their diets. She educated people with ailments such as heart disease, diabetes, kidney disease, and cancer about how their dietary choices could help them or hurt them. As a child, I had only a vague understanding of Mrs. Kavanaugh's work with sick patients, and I certainly didn't comprehend the complex relationship between diet and health. But looking back, I realized that during those visits with Mrs. Kavanaugh, I began connecting some very important dots, and I started to hear the faint whisper of my life's calling. My family ate a traditional Southern diet. We feasted regularly on deep fried chicken, pork chops smothered in rich gravy, country ham, fried salt fish, hoe cake, scrapple, chitlins, greens seasoned with fatback, potato salad smothered in mayonnaise, and a cornucopia of other dishes laden with fat, salt, and sugar. These foods brought us together. Made from recipes passed down for generations, they represented our Southern culture and our family heritage. Just as these Southern dishes were a part of the fabric of my childhood, so too was the presence of disease and disability. My grandparents, uncles, and aunts experienced a long list of health problems, including diabetes, hypertension, stroke, glaucoma, various kinds of cancer, and peripheral vascular disease, which my family called poor circulation. Many of my relatives, neighbors, and family friends were overweight or obese. Looking back, it should have come as no surprise to me on the playground the day that a friend announced, my daddy had to have his legs cut off because of diabetes. Eventually, 3 of my maternal uncles would require limb amputations because of complications from peripheral vascular disease. At the age of 9, I started to understand in a rudimentary way that my community's eating habits were killing them. That connection stayed with me during adolescence, and when it came time for me to decide what to study in college at Virginia State University, I chose nutrition. In college, I learned the many ways in which food influences our health. I realized that my mother's diet and weight almost certainly contributed to her stomach cancer and her early death. I discovered why my uncles lost limbs to diabetes and peripheral vascular disease. And with a very heavy heart, I came to understand how much suffering and death in my family and my community could have been postponed or prevented if someone had taught the people I loved how to eat a healthier diet. Without hesitation, I embraced the role of nutrition educator. I followed in Mrs. Kavanaugh's footsteps, working in hospitals and nursing homes, educating patients with heart disease and diabetes on ways to improve their health by managing their diets. At the University of Maryland Medical System in Baltimore, I taught patients how to live and thrive after having coronary artery bypass surgery. Later, I worked in the renal and critical care units at Howard University Hospital. Ironically, the same hospital where I sat with Mrs. Kavanaugh all those years earlier, using my nutrition skills and knowledge to improve the quality of patients' lives. Working with patients was hugely satisfying for me. So many of my patients reminded me of my family and the wonderful, warm people in the Ledroit Park community in which I had grown up. I felt that by helping them, I was honoring my mother and all of the other people I loved whose health had been destroyed by poor diets and excess weight. But I wanted to do more. I wanted to be able to help more people than just the patients who came through my hospital. I realized that the best way to reach large numbers of people about the connections between diet and health was to take to the airways. So I went back to school and earned a master's degree in community nutrition and broadcast journalism, and then a doctoral degree in nutritional sciences from Howard University. Since then, I've made it my mission to reach out to as many people as possible through the media. I have hosted local and national radio and television shows. I've written extensively about nutrition and weight loss and the impact of both on health and quality of life. I've also written about how to break bad health habits, especially those considered to sabotage lasting weight loss success. On the Dr. Oz Show, I created a program that guided over 500,000 Americans to lose more than 5 million collective pounds. Through my 28 years as a practicing nutritionist, it had become crystal clear to me that diet and exercise are the foundation of a healthy lifestyle. About 80% of the weight loss process is due to diet, but 20% has everything to do with physical activity. The two go hand in hand. For my entire career, I've made it my mission to learn everything there is to know about healthy living, so I could pass it on to you and to all of the other people who need help making choices about diet and fitness. Although I have a PhD in nutrition, not all of my knowledge comes from textbooks. Despite everything I know about food, exercise, and health, the truth is, I've had my own struggles with diet and weight. Up until my mid-20s, I was quite thin, weighing in at about 100 pounds. But like a lot of black women, I worried that men wouldn't find me attractive unless I put a little more meat on my bones. This is a message that many women of color continue to hear now. I believe it is one of the reasons that obesity is a bigger problem in the African American and Latino communities than it is among other races. I can't believe it when I look back at those years, but I won't lie to you. I actually started overeating on a regular basis in order to appear more desirable to men, gobbling up steak and cheese subs, ice cream, and an embarrassing array of junk food. I piled on 30 pounds. Friends and relatives congratulated me on my curves. Eventually, when I was in my 30s, I took a look at myself and realized how foolish I'd been to gain all that extra weight. During the years that followed, I lost it and gained it back a few times, yo-yoing back and forth until I finally figured out how to follow my own advice and keep the weight off for good through diet and exercise. All of this has led me to where I am right now. The book in your hands is the culmination of my decades of experience as a nutrition educator, a woman who has struggled with her own weight, and the child of a family and a community that has suffered the devastating effects of poor diet and excess weight. This book, which can trace its history back to the broken heart of a 9-year-old girl in Washington, D.C., brings together the knowledge, advice, and inspiration that made it possible for me to help thousands and thousands of people, and myself, lose weight and regain health by making life-saving diet changes. This is the book that I wish my mother could have read before being taken from me, or that my uncles could have read before having their limbs amputated, or that my beautiful guardian, Rosetta Lewis, who raised me, could have read before experiencing heart disease, high blood pressure, and breast cancer. It is a book that I want you and every other one of God's children to read and use so that you can start making choices that will give you a long, healthy, happy life. In this book, you will see that I have developed a program composed of 3 phases, 15 days each, on which you will eat 15 servings of delicious, nutritious, metabolism-boosting foods daily to help you lose weight. The first phase is probably the most difficult, but trust me, it is the most effective and quickest way to see the results of getting to your goal weight. And it may sound like it would be hard to do, but don't balk at the idea of eating 15 servings of food a day, because it's easier than you think. It is doable, simple, and sensible. I'm not asking you to eat 15 times a day, but rather to eat the correct portions of foods you're used to eating every day. What's different is that I have developed a plan with built-in macronutrients and calories ranging from 1,200 to 1,400 that you don't have to count. So the amount of servings you'll be eating will help you to shed unwanted pounds. What's more, after eating this way, you will be equipped with the tools needed to eat anywhere, whether it's at home or away. And you will gain the necessary knowledge to eyeball correct food portions, which prevents overeating and helps you to stick to your prescribed calorie budget. About the book. Weight loss, diet change, and fitness can be overwhelming. This is especially true if you're facing a mountain-sized goal. If you've got a lot of pounds to lose, or your diet is nothing but junk food, or you haven't exercised in a very long time, or ever. I get it. This stuff is hard. If it were easy, you wouldn't need a book like this. But here's the thing. If you break one big goal into lots of smaller goals, you're much more likely to succeed and far less likely to feel overwhelmed. That's the philosophy behind my Final 15 F15 plan. Based on the work I've done with thousands of patients, I've discovered that breaking everything up into units of 15 makes insurmountable challenges much easier to accomplish. I call this the Rule of 15. And it's the backbone of all of the recommendations that I make in this book. The F15 plan is an easy-to-follow diet and exercise plan that works with your body type, whether you tend to gain weight all over your body, just in the belly area or in the hips and thighs, or, dare I say, gulp, booty. For each body type, I provide a different strategy to help you lose all of your excess weight, including your final 15 pounds. Less body fat, more energy. Using the F15 plan, you'll permanently lose belly fat, a problem that women and men alike confront day after day. You'll feel energized because the plan helps you to choose foods that are best for your body. You'll also learn to detect and avoid food sensitivities that may be causing you to hold on to excess weight and that zap your energy as well. The F15 plan is simple and will fit any lifestyle, whether you're a student or a truck driver, an office worker or a store clerk, a desk-bound engineer or an always-on-your-feet choir director, a teacher or a firefighter, or anything else in between. This is the plan for you. How can a healthy eating plan fit such a wide range of needs for such a diverse audience? By taking into account the need we all have for peak performance and energy. We are busy. We have families to raise, jobs to do, responsibilities to shoulder. So we all need an eating and exercise plan that can fit into the never-ending demands in our lives. I kept all that in mind when I created the F15 plan. To help you in your quest to be your best you, I have developed a diet that will not only help you lose weight, but also help you breeze through plateaus and keep it off, all 15 pounds at a time. The F15 plan is about permanent weight loss. There are no tricks or gimmicks, just a realistic plan that you can use to lose weight, lower your risk of disease, and live with for the rest of your life. Here's how it works. An easy, sensible food plan. The F15 eating plan consists of 3 15-day phases. In each phase, you get to enjoy 15 servings of food per day. Tracking servings rather than calories, fat grams, exchanges, or other units is an easy, realistic way to eat the right amount of food for successful weight loss. And when you move to maintenance mode, you'll be glad that you kept track of realistic food servings and portions that you can use everywhere you go, both at home and away. In Phase 1, you will eat power-packed foods, including vegetables and lean proteins. This helps you to kickstart weight loss and get your body to a clean and lean state. In Phase 2, you will eat often and early, so you can rev up your metabolism and prevent overeating. Foods in this phase include the same tasty, high-protein choices found in Phase 1, including eggs, low-fat dairy, vegetables, beans, seeds, and legumes, with an addition of fruit. In Phase 3, you will be able to add in sprouted high-protein whole grains. This phase focuses on eating a variety of whole foods to keep yourself full for longer periods of time without overeating. In each phase, you'll learn to identify the best foods for your lifestyle and body type, as well as the triggers that derail your progress. And you'll eat tasty, easy-to-prepare foods that give you more energy, shrink belly fat, and improve your overall health and longevity. Quick, simple, and delicious recipes. In the F15 plan, I've included tasty, delicious recipes for each phase, which gives you everything you need to be successful. Most of these recipes can be prepared in 15 minutes or less. These easy-to-make recipes will fit perfectly into your meal plan and your busy schedule. I know how important that is. I've coached clients for nearly 3 decades, and I'm no fool. I understand that you live in a time-starved world and that you have to make the most of your limited time while continuing to run here and there as you parent, answer the demands of your job, and try to look and feel your best at the same time. It's a daunting process, but with the F15 plan, you can beat the defeat you may have experienced in the past and lose weight for good this time. Fabulous no-fail fitness routines. The recommended goal for exercise is at least 30 minutes a day, most days of the week, and more if you really want to rev up exercise. But if you aren't already in an exercise habit, the thought of working out 30-plus minutes daily can be hugely overwhelming. That's why, as with everything else in my F15 plan, we'll start with 15-minute workout chunks. This allows you to start with one exercise unit per day, establish an exercise habit, and then go up from there. My no-fail exercise plan includes belly banishing, strength training exercises that feel less like work and more like a fresh new way of life, even for those of you whose only exercise has been running late and jumping to conclusions. Steady, permanent weight loss. My clients find that losing weight 15 pounds at a time is doable and lasting, regardless of the number of pounds they have to lose. If you have, say, 45 pounds to lose, it's much easier to think of losing 15 pounds 3 times than to worry about losing an entire 45 pounds at once. You'll start by focusing on the first 15. Then, once you meet that goal, you can think about the next 15. Science has shown us that people enjoy greater success by tackling their weight loss problems in small increments. Most of my clients find that losing weight this way gets them consistent, lasting results. It works for them, regardless of the number of pounds they have to lose, whether it's 15 pounds or 115 pounds. What's more, they are far more likely to stay the course when they see the results. The good news is that losing just 15 pounds can have an amazing impact on your health, no matter what size you are. Research shows that overweight or obese people who lose as little as 5 to 10% of their weight start seeing dramatic reductions in medical risks. For example, diabetes risk drops significantly with a loss of just 5 to 10% of your body weight. For someone who weighs 200 pounds, that's a weight loss of 10 to 20 pounds, which really is a very attainable goal. Losing that first 15 pounds may not get you back into the jeans you wore in high school, but it can lower your risk of heart disease and diabetes, improve your blood sugar, increase your sensitivity to insulin, lower your blood pressure, and decrease inflammation. Furthermore, once you lose the first 15 pounds, you've proven to yourself that you have the power to do it over again and again if you need to. Important new eating behaviors. Success isn't just about eating the right foods. It's about changing the way you think about food. That's why the F15 plan focuses on changing your eating habits as well as the foods you choose. I'll show you how to redirect emotional eating and how to pinpoint the factors that push you off course. And I'll help you discover how to curb cravings and halt stress eating for good. You'll also master the art, yes, it's an artful process, of avoiding late-night snacking, one of the biggest roadblocks to weight loss success. And you will be empowered to forge ahead without self-doubt and deprecation. As your coach, I will hold your hand and have your back to get you through the entire process. Inspiration that goes deep. Losing weight requires motivation and inspiration. Most people who lose weight and keep it off do so not simply because they have a surplus of willpower, but because they are motivated to do so. They win at the weight loss game because motivation and encouragement work, especially when willpower is in short supply. Using techniques that work for my clients, I will share motivational and inspirational tools and tips throughout the book to help you stick to the process during moments of weakness. As you work toward becoming self-motivated, I want you to remember that I'll be with you, guiding you every step of the way throughout your weight loss program. The whole F15 package. Imagine enjoying 15 servings a day of the tastiest, easiest to prepare, most power-packed foods you'll ever eat. Visualize yourself exercising in 15-minute chunks, doing muscle-building moves that give you energy, build strength, and rev up your metabolism. Envision taking 15 minutes of your day to nourish and refresh your mind and to feed your soul, letting go of stresses of the day. That, in a nutshell, is the F15 plan. Sure, you may have tried to lose weight before, but you threw in the towel because the foods didn't suit you, or you pushed yourself to do too much exercise, or you were so focused on achieving weight loss that you forgot to give yourself time to relax and restore. That won't happen with the F15 plan because it is tailored to your specific needs, lifestyle, likes, and dislikes. What's not to like about that? Plus, the F15 plan is easy because I've done most of the work for you. Not only does it include meal plans and recipes, but I've given you shopping lists as well. I encourage you to continue on to find real foods and easy-to-do moves that you can incorporate into your daily life as it is now. That's right. I'm not asking you to become someone else in order to reach your goal. You are already the superstar of your own life. So why not live it to the fullest in your best body? You can and will do this because the individualized meal plan made just for you, not the entire universe, as if that would work, will be tailored to your needs with the foods you enjoy. You don't even have to give up dessert. Remember, I helped more than 500,000 Americans lose over 5 million pounds with a similar version of the F15 plan on the Dr. Oz show. I can help you too. Now, all I need is your buy-in and willingness to love yourself enough to give you a try for a really great outcome. So say it with me. I can do this. Louder, like you're for real. Say it. I can do this. Now take a deep breath. Let's get started. Part 1. Getting started. Chapter 1. What is the F15 philosophy? Nothing tastes as good as weight loss feels. Dr. Rowe. Okay, raise your hand if you feel like a failure. Your hand went up, didn't it? I know it did. And if it didn't, it's probably because you're not being completely honest with yourself. How do I know you feel like a failure? Because that's how just about everyone who picks up a weight loss book feels. I can read you like a book, honey. You have extra pounds to lose, maybe just a few, maybe a lot more than that. You've lost weight before, maybe a few times, maybe a lot of times, but it always comes back. You always regain the pounds you lost, plus a few more. You feel frustrated, angry.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?